Austrian-born chef Eduard Frauneder is one of the world's youngest Michelin-star chefs. He began his culinary education at the age of 12, working alongside his father in the family's bakeries and pastry shops in Vienna.
After arriving in the U.S. a few years ago, he teamed up with Wolfgang Bahn here in New York to open the restaurant Seäsonal, which was awarded a Michelin star. They now operate 2 New York restaurants and a cocktail bar. And Eduard Frauneder is here this morning with his ultimate dish, a new take on that Austrian classic Wiener Schnitzel. Good morning.
Good morning.
Good morning. How
Wiener
are you?
Schnitzel for breakfast. I love it.
You know what? It's never too early to eat Wiener Schnitzel. Never.
So what have you done here?
It's a very classic Austrian dish. It's a veal cutlet, 2/8 of an inch, pounded, flour, eggs, and breadcrumbs, perfectly fried and crisp that it puffs. And then the ideal is to eat the cucumber salad, the potato salad, the linguine berries, and the schnitzel in one bite.
All in one
Okay.
bite.
It's an art. It's a mastery.
What is the art to? You said you have to get this to puff up. What is the art of making it?
It's basically like it has to be perfectly pounded, it has to be perfectly breaded. The flour cannot have any crumbs. The breadcrumbs have to be perfectly strained.
Wow.
And basically at 350 Fahrenheit, you cook it, and it should be cooked not by the fat, but the meat's own juices. So it's much healthier. It's much lighter.
How many trials did it take you to get it right?
I think it's a 10,000 hour rule. You have to do something for 10,000 hours, and then you get there.
Right.
And then you really get there.
So if you make this meal 10,000 times,
I think
you'll get there.
It will be perfect. But since we sell so many schnitzel, I think you get to the 10,000 very quickly.
Your father owned several bakeries, is that right, in Austria?
Absolutely, in Vienna.
Is that what got you going?
Absolutely. I grew up in his pastry shops and his coffee shops and the bakery as well. So I've been working there. Instead of going on summer vacations, I would spend my summers in the bakery, waking up at like 1 a.m. And that's where I realized I have to become a chef. I love the hospitality business, but waking up so early is not for me.
You could do this show.
It's not for me.
Right?
It's not for me.
And I read that you like to include lingonberries in everything.
Not in everything, but in many things.
And in the drink today, I heard they're in the drink. No?
Yes, that's a myrtle berry.
Okay.
It's a myrtle berry, and it's a take on our new cocktail bar, the Third Man. And you know, it's also never too early to have a cocktail.
This is a good one.
And this is a morning
Cheers
cocktail.
to that.
Cheers. You also cooked for the UN, the ambassador. Was it the Austrian ambassador to the UN?
It was the Austrian ambassador to the UN. And also I'm cooking for the German ambassador to the UN. That's how I came to New York with Wolfgang. We both had a job being the personal chefs for the Austrian ambassador in the UK and in New York. And then we met the German ambassador who wanted us to work for him.
Right.
And then we just began working for the German mission to the UN, and afterwards we realized we only cook for diplomats, and there's no food critic coming in.
Right.
So we had to open a restaurant.
So what was it like cooking for diplomats? Is it different?
They eat a lot.
They do.
And then they entertain for a living.
Right.
Which is like
So that's probably a good thing, right? For you?
They must drink a lot too, is my guess.
I call it culinary diplomacy. Because, like, you know what? If you want something done, you have to feed people very well.
And also feed them a couple of cocktails sometimes.
Absolutely.
Do they have a favorite food? What does the Austrian ambassador like to eat and drink? What's his number one?
Believe it or not,
Yeah.
he loves to entertain very classically.
Right.
Like classical dishes have to be cooked classically.
Right.
And he loves that he can portray like Austrian hospitality and Gemütlichkeit and that sense of conviviality into his dinners, where we serve Wiener Schnitzel, like a little pot au feu, like apple strudel, Sacher cake, what you see over there, some apple crumble. And I think he really enjoys like being also like having a culinary ambassador working for him and like showing people what's authentic Austrian cuisine.
You were his secret weapon. If you could have this
only
dish...
culinarily speaking. Only culinarily speaking.
If you could have this dish with anyone, who would you have it with?
I would have it with Waltraud, who was my very dear friend for 12 years and who passed away last summer. And she became 91 years old, and she was very inspiring. For me personally, so inspiring through the power she had. Like coming to work every day, she has been in retirement for 3 times.
3 times?
3 times, when 91 years old.
Wow.
And she passed away with 91, and I have to say, like, she was very inspiring for me over all those years. And that's the person I would have this schnitzel for.
This schnitzel is for her. Well, if you would sign the dish for us, we'd appreciate it, Eddie. Thanks so much for joining us here.
Thank you very much for having me.
Eddie Frauneder, thank you.